Hey there, classmates from PE 578. This is Roberto Aguilar here. So, for the discussion this week on burnouts, just being a former all sport athlete, meaning I used to participate in every single sport, in school and outside of schools and outside leagues and whatnot. I experienced burnout in several occasions. I would say more than once, actually, I would say, throughout my high school years. And they were all in different ways. I think they all started in different ways. In freshman year, I would say then it was the lowest. But the one time that I did feel burned out completely, and I remember it so well, I would say it was my senior year, as I was participating in multiple sports, and it was one of the hardest things that I had to make time with athletics and school and my education and so much more that I was already taking care of, especially it being my senior year. But the one training that I did feel burnout was in track and field. That's when I felt that that I couldn't even go anymore, because it was one of the moments where I was like, well, I was just feeling that it was already an end, so pretty much what one of the things that for sure I felt that I was doing was that I was going extremely hard. I was going very strong. I wanted to play at the college level, so I was using the outside. I wanted to play college football, so I wanted to use the off time from other sports to train for the moment that I was gonna go and play community college football. And during that time, that's when I felt, like I was going too hard. I was stressed out with other sports and my education. And, physically, I just felt so tired. I didn't even want to run miles. I didn't want to do anything. It was just so tiring. Every time after school, my mind was on a debate whether should I go to practice or should I go home. And it was one of the hardest things because I really really wanted to play. My mind was focused on playing college ball, and it was just that burnout that made me not want to do it anymore. It was just that burnout that made me say, I think this should be it, because like this is one it's a very tough situation. In many occasions, many athletes just give up their sport at times, and that's just one of the things that burnout can do to you. And as far as how long that I feel it, I would say that it happened for a good amount of time during before the meets actually started. I would say a month practicing into the season, and a month into the season, that's when I started feeling, like I didn't even want to participate anymore. It was just so hard. It was so rough. And psychologically, I always just said I want to go home. I just want this to end. And sometimes during meets, I would actually go and perform, and many times I would get slow times that I didn't get while I was practicing for it. And that's just what made me realize, this is I'm burned out. I don't even think I could go anymore. I can't finish the season. It was a very hard thing. And the symptoms did occur like all of a sudden too, because like I was training really hard. Again, my mindset was on, I'm gonna use this sport to train for my off season when I try out for community college football. And it just came out of nowhere where I actually started feeling that. And it was something small. And I've heard of the word burnout before, prior to that, so I kind of knew, maybe this is what I'm feeling. I need a rest. And I thought a couple of days of rest would have done, but in reality it didn't. So, and then it's just as I started going, and I said, I gotta suck it up, because this is my goal. And it became worse. So that's just something that I didn't take into consideration at the time. And it really did take out a lot of it took away a lot from me from that season. And man, I didn't perform well, and I just felt that I wasted a completely good season because I didn't get enough rest. There was a lot of things that I put on myself that I needed to accomplish, and it affected me in so many ways. But thankfully, I was able to finish the season after a good week and a half of rest, concentration, and so much more things that my coach was helping me out with. That I was able to finish the season. So this is an actual thing that happens to a lot of athletes, and as coaches, we need to be aware of these situations so we don't push any athletes to the brink of this. So overall, this is my reflection. Thank you very much. I hope to hear from every single one of you guys, and have a great night. God bless.